We present for your education and enjoyment our play, Peanuts, Paintings, Potatoes, and Peas.
George Washington Carver was born a slave somewhere between 1861 and 1865 during the Civil War.
Carver is known for creating over 300 uses for the peanut.
But that was not his only contribution.
He was a Renaissance man. That means a man who has a wide range of accomplishments and intellectual interests.
He was a biologist, a chemist, an agricultural student and professor, a painter, musician, and a man who walked daily with his creator.
Let's take a look at the history of Carver's life to see how and why he did what he did.
There's plenty of chairs over here. Plenty of chairs. Scoot up, students.
How's the baby doing today, Mary?
She got belly again. Kept us up all night crying.
I'll put cotton in my ear.
Wished I could have too. We'll keep you from the doors though, Mr. Carver.
Mary, you just get some more rest, dear. We can manage a few more days without you.
Mrs. Carver's right, Mary. You need to get your strength back so you can work and tend to your babies.
I ain't no baby mama. I can do your work and mine too.
Well, so now that you're 6, you soon will be able to do a man's work.
Jim, you come on up to the house with me so your mama can get some rest. I have plenty you can help with.
Go along, son.
We sure are lucky to belong to you and Mrs. Carver.
We're the lucky ones, Mary. You tend to that baby of yours, and I will check back with you in a day or so. Come on, Jim. Don't scream, woman. Come with me. Don't give me no trouble.
Mama, I gotta go to Mr. Carver.
Mr. Carver sent a man to find Mary and George.
He couldn't find Mary, but was able to bring baby George back home.
Jim and George's dad.
Jim and George's daddy was a slave on another farm. It is said that he was killed in a farming accident not long after George was born.
Jim and George were African-American slaves, belonging to Moses and Susan Carver.
With no daddy or mama, Jim and George were orphans.
Moses and Susan Carver were kind and had no children of their own. Moses was a German farmer.
The Carvers took care of Jim and George as if they were their own children.
Make sure you don't clean all doubt, Sir George.
I promise, Jim. I know I gotta help Mom in the kitchen and help wash them clothes.
And you're good at it.
Wish I was big and strong like you, Jim.
Well, you and me be different. It takes us both to get all the work done.
That's right, Jim. See you at some time. Bye.
Bye.
Let's see what's what. This white one is shiny and clear some places. This one here has sparkles. This one's my favorite. It be purple.
Lord have George, get your mind off them rocks and look at life things around you.
It's all amazing to me.
Let him be. He knows everything about the forest and fields.
These weeds grow faster than things I plant. I wonder why.
George, look what I got. It's a bad sormeleg. I can hardly move. Can you help me with some of your plants?
Let me see. If you make a paste of these peanuts, mash oily like, and rub it good into your leg, it should help.
Thank you kindly, George. You sure are a treasure to us all.
I must remember to find out if that paste rub helped.
George, you got a good memory. You'll remember.
Hey there, plant doctor. I got a plant needs healing.
Well, from the looks of it, it ain't living anymore.
You sure are right, but can you tell why it up and died?
I best go see where he had it planted, so I can look at the soil.
Dirt's dirt, ain't it?
Some dirt is as rich as a king, some dirt is as poor as we are.
Well, follow me, plant doctor, and you can look close at the dirt. There he goes. He'll be back. Can't stay away long. George, you've about worn that speller out.
Ma Carver, I sure wish George would get a new book.
Not just a new book, Jim. George needs to attend school.
But Moses, do you think we can spare him? He is such a help to me with my chores. It takes the two of us to get all the work done while you and Jim work the fields.
Ma Carver, you know I'm a hard worker. I promise to get up early, do my morning chores, walk to school on time, do my lessons, and work after supper to finish the rest of my chores.
But George, it's 8 miles to the school and 8 miles back.
Pa Carver, I can help George with anything he's finishing.
You boys know Susan and I love you both. We want you to do all you can in your life to be good, smart men. George, you are too little to handle all that. Susan and I find a tutor and hire him to teach you here at home.
When George was about 12, he still had a burning desire to go to school.
The Carvers knew they had to let him go, so George walked the 8 miles to Neosho, Missouri to attend a school for African American children.
George made it the 8 miles to school and found a barn next door.
He snuck in there and slept there in the barn that first night.
Mariah Watkins found him the next morning.
She and her husband Andrew had no children.
They took George in.
To earn his food and a place to sleep, George helped Mariah with the house chores and in hunting for the plants and herbs to use as medicine.
Of course, George loved being outside again with his beloved plants.
George spent almost 10 years doing all kinds of jobs. He even started his own laundry business.
George attended high school in Minneapolis.
He graduated from Iowa State College of Agricultural and Mechanical Arts.
At Iowa State, he earned his master's degree. Booker T. Washington wrote Carver and asked him to come to Tuskegee Institute to teach. He arrived to find a school with no lab equipment, new buildings, and soil so poor nothing would grow.
What did you bring to our mystery creature?
I have a head.
I have an antenna. I have a tail. I have wings. I have a set of legs.
I don't know, it looks like it might fit.
What do you have there that is so catching your attention?
We found this dirt on the way to class.
It is indeed the most unusual specimen we have ever seen.
We know how knowledgeable you are about plants and animals.
Please come up and tell us what this strange creature is. Sir, do you not recognize this? Do you not know what it is, sir?
Oh, I recognize it right off. It's a humbug. Grab your buckets and bags, and let's go for a walk.
George Washington Carver, who farmed cotton year after year on the same land, had depleted the soil.
In other words, the good nutrients and minerals plants need to grow had all been used up.
Their farmland could no longer grow healthy plants of any kind. Good soil is needed to grow good crops, for the good of the farmers and for the good of the whole country.
Would you look at that?
What is it?
This is a rolling laboratory.
A rolling what? Don't look like it's rolling too good.
Need help on that wagon, sir? You ain't exactly dressed for farm work.
I'm here to help your farm work for you.
This I gotta see.
This saw won't work for you.
Of course it won't. We have to work the soil.
You've worked it to death.
Give a listen. He can prove what he says is true.
Get one of my cotton cans, sir, and walk it around amongst the farmers.
Good quality. Nice bowl. Lots of cotton in each bowl.
Peas, peanuts, potatoes, cotton are all different plants. They look different, taste different.
I ain't been chasing cotton lately.
I would love to share with you all what I have learned. I have nothing to sell. I only hope you'll try some of my methods so that I may apply to improve crop yields and profits.
You have nothing to lose.
The Jessup wagon began to be a welcome sight throughout the farms of the South.
Morris Ketchum Jessup was a banker from New York City.
He provided the money to build the Jessup wagon and all the supplies George needed to teach in what Booker T. Washington called a farmer's college on wheels.
Furniture, seeds, fertilizers, tarp, and other gardening products filled the wagon.
This congressional hearing took place in 1921. The joke here is that the meeting started in 1921, and if it doesn't end quickly, it will last until the year 1922.
I know we are weary and ready to end today's session, but we have one more man, George Washington Carver.
If we keep going, it will be 1922 before this meeting is over.
Yeah, she's right.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, Carver is asked to speak in favor of passing the tariff bill I support. That would tax peanuts and peanut products coming into the country, which help the American peanut growers succeed here at home.
Mr. Chairman, we are weary and tired. I move we only allow 10 minutes for Carver's presentation. So moved. Do I hear a second? I second the motion. Mr. Carver, you have 10 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, it has taken 3 of my minutes to decide whether or not I am made to speak. May I please have those 3 minutes back?
Many of us were not kind to Mr. Carver and tried to make fun of him with what he was trying to share with us.
Some of us wanted to hear more about the over 300 products Carver had made from peanuts.
Some of us thought the food and drinks he brought to show us looked delicious.
I wish he had brought enough for all of us to try.
Some of us turned a deaf ear to Carver.
Some of us were so very rude.
The majority of us invited him to continue with his presentation.
He spoke to us well over an hour. I could have listened to him even longer.
Carver was a gifted painter, pianist, and singer. One of his paintings was displayed at the Chicago World's Fair.
He discovered and developed hundreds of uses for peanuts, sweet potatoes, and black-eyed peas.
Carver was named a fellow by the Royal Society of Arts in England. Carver became very good friends with Henry Ford and Thomas Edison.
In 1990, Carver was inducted as the first African American into the National Inventors Hall of Fame.
Peanuts, paintings, potatoes, and peas, the title of this play, only partly sums up George Washington Carver's life.
He was an amazing man who contributed so much to so many people during his lifetime and to those of us who live today.
Going, 99% of failures come from people who have a habit of making excuses. How far you go in life depends on your being tender, with the young, compassionate, with the aged, sympathetic, with the striving and the tolerant, of the weak and the strong. Because someday in life, you have been all in these. When you can do the common things in life in an uncommon way, you will command the attention of the world.
We invite you to join us out in the hall. We would love to meet you and thank you for being a wonderful audience.